We've got a really fascinating deep dive for you today.
We definitely do. It's a pretty wild one.
Yeah, so imagine one of the most hardened, gritty rap legends in history, just sitting at a desk, quietly writing poetry, and then going home to his strict, preschool teacher mother.
Right. I mean, it completely messes with the image you have in your head.
Exactly. Today, we're unpacking the massive gap between Christopher Wallace, Biggie Smalls, and the actual reality of his upbringing.
Hmm.
Because you're probably used to that classic ghetto to riches archetype.
Right, where the lyrics are just this raw documentary-style reflection of their struggles.
Yeah.
The music industry really conditions you to expect that direct mirror of a harsh reality.
Oh, totally.
But when you look at his early life, that expectation is just flipped completely upside down. He actually grew up in a highly stable, relatively affluent environment.
Okay, let's unpack this. His mother, Valletta Wallace, she was a hardworking preschool teacher.
Yeah, and she raised him as a single mom after his father left when Christopher was just 2 years old.
Wow. And get this, in middle school, he was this really bright student who excelled in English.
He was literally writing poetry.
I mean, it's almost like professional wrestling or an actor adopting a gritty role. He totally understood that the industry didn't just want a talented poet. They wanted a survivor.
A character. Yeah.
Right. He was treating his rap persona like this highly marketable avatar instead of like a diary.
And what's fascinating here is that his own mother pointed this out. Valletta actually noted that her son completely exaggerated or frankly outright fabricated those elements of extreme destitution in his songs.
So he was purposefully tailoring it.
Exactly, tailoring his image to fit the hardened archetype that he knew sold records.
But wait, so if he had this stable foundation, a protective mother and an obvious talent for poetry, why throw it all away?
Well, the answer is really the sheer economic gravity of Brooklyn in the 1980s.
Ah, right, the crack epidemic.
Exactly. He entered his teenage years right during the peak of the crack cocaine epidemic. Street hustling was just booming all around him.
Let me challenge that, though, because plenty of kids grow up around the drug trade, but stay on the straight and narrow, especially with a strict mother like Valletta at home.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, it just feels a little too easy to chalk this up to typical teenage rebellion or peer pressure. Did street economics really just overpower his mother's teachings?
It wasn't just rebellion at all. It was basic economics. When you're a teenager in the 80s crack epidemic, the street economy is offering immediate exponential wealth.
Like fast cash.
Right. It
Right.
makes a standard entry-level job or even a high school diploma look practically useless by comparison. The street offered him instant financial autonomy.
Wow.
And that desire for independence was so strong that he actually dropped out of high school at 17 just to sell drugs.
Which is such a massive, tragic pivot because he had this fabricated rap avatar, but to make it believable, he basically chose to step into actual danger.
Precisely. To get that necessary street credibility, he couldn't just rap about the streets. The persona required him to maintain real-world ties to that lifestyle.
Which is where the danger becomes very real.
Yeah, this divergence from his mother's safe path dragged him deep into an incredibly dangerous world. By actively living out the myth he created, he eventually got entangled in the deadly East Coast-West Coast War of the mid-1990s.
And that choice ultimately cost him his life.
Right. If we connect this to the bigger picture, his story is a stark, cautionary tale. It shows exactly what happens when someone is lured away from a stable upbringing by the sheer financial pull of street life.
And the dangerous lengths someone might go to authenticate a profitable image.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean? We have a young man whose drive for independence, combined with a highly marketable, fabricated persona, just ended in complete tragedy.
It completely blurs the line between the art and the artist.
Yeah, with devastating consequences. He built a gritty origin story to sell records, but the reality he stepped into to maintain it proved fatal.
It's incredibly sad.
It really is. And it leaves you with something to ponder on your own. If adopting a dramatized, hardened persona can so easily blur into real-life danger, how much of the media you consume today relies on fabricated archetypes that might actually be putting the creators themselves at risk?